Hello, this is Cassandra, and I told you that I would be back. I'm probably on day 6 of my recovery. I've since gotten out of the hospital. I'm at home just to give you an update. But I want to start out today by picking up where we left off at about being able to hear. When you really start defining who you are and realize what your purpose is. And we talked the last video about how everything has to come to a halt, has to cease, has to stop, whether it's by tragedy, by illness, by isolation, depression, or whatever it is. It is a necessary part of the transition that you're going to make before you actually start living with purpose. There's that quiet place, that place where everything stops. So let's talk about now that something has happened and you have come to the place where things have stopped. You're without answers, ideas. You're at wit's end about everything. I like to call it being at the end of yourself, where you're no longer running around and revving your engines and trying to get an idea about what I'm going to do and how I'm going to get out of this and how I'm going to fix this and how I'm going to do this or that. Everything has ceased. And now you're in this quiet place. And finally you have come to the end of yourself. That's a good place to be. It's okay to be in that place, because that place is where you begin to define exactly who you are. Who you are, what you're made of, what you can take, what you can't take, what you need to have more of, what needs to be eliminated, whether it be people, whether it be habits, things that you've been doing that you have really given your all to, or spent a lot of time and energy in doing. You come to that place where you start defining who you are, and you start hearing what you need to hear. Now let me tell you what you need to be hearing, because if the thoughts that's in your mind is anything other than this, it is not going to define your destiny, therefore catapulting you into a life of purpose. What you need to hear is, I am somebody. I am important. My life is worth living. My life was worth being saved. Now let's get something very clear for people that don't know me and have never heard anything about me. What happens from that place of quiet to the place where you actually start distributing and depositing the things that you hear that are good and are of substance, and you begin to ingest what you hear that is solid and truthful, and then you digest it. It resonates in your spirit, and an actual transitional change happens in your life. It's a birthing. I want to explain something for people that don't know me and who I am and what I stand on. What happens during this time is something that we cannot do for ourselves as human beings. It is a supernatural, spiritual awakening. there is truly a God. When you ingest what you need to hear because you're in the place that you need to be, in order for all the noise, in order for you to hear what you need to hear, the noise has to stop. And sometimes the noise is inside your own head. Sometimes the noise is the people around you. Sometimes the noise is all the calamities and the things that are happening around and in your life and other people's lives that are connected to you that have nothing to do with your design and your purpose, that you gravitate to because you need a purpose. I know about that. What starts happening for you is a awakening, a birthing. And your spirit starts coming out of a shell and layers start peeling back. And you start becoming more and more transparent with yourself. You start defining who you are. I want to make a proclamation right now, here, this day. I could not have done what has been done with my life. I could not be where I am today on my own energies. I did not have the power to help or save myself. I want to say to you today, it is vitally, vitally important that everything that goes in from this point edifies you spiritually. It is of good report, and it is what builds up. Anything that tears down any one situation or anything that is not conducive for what's happening in your life right now, see ya. And stay right there and continue to define your destiny and who you are. And who you are is directly lined up with where did you come from. You can't know your purpose unless you know who you are and where you come from. And that's what we'll pick up next time. I just wanted to tell you, I am so glad you came back, and I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen not only in my life the next time, but in your life as well. Until we meet again, this is Cassandra representing Queen's Clubhouse.